Okay, so this video is on questions 21 to 30, and so it would be state law number 3. So if you need to make your screen big so you can see this better, and I'll try to get my chair out of the way here. All right, so the first one is, where do you display your shop sign when you have a beauty salon? Okay, it's at or near the entrance. So it doesn't say inside, outside. Okay, that's pretty vague. So at or near the entrance, you need a sign. Okay, your renewal fees. Here's one of these weird state law words. If you can see that really good, it's B-I-E-N-N-I-A-L, biennial, biannual. Okay, it means every 2 years. Okay, so don't let that word freak you out, because normally you'll see it spelled biannual. All right, so you have to renew your license once every 2 years by January 31st. Okay, there used to be a grace period where you could just pay like fines if you were late. There's no grace period anymore. You either have it in by January 31st or you don't. We're going to talk about what happens if you don't. Every 2 years, the teachers is $105. Operator is $67. Manicurist is $67. So I'm assuming, I'm just taking this, that I would think that manicurist would be $67, natural hair braider would be $67, that they've got them all the same. The teacher is the higher one right now. And there are some other ones for salons and schools that we'll cover later on. Okay, so what happens if your license does expire? You don't get that money in by January 31st. And they send you your renewal like the beginning of November. So they literally give you 3 months to get the money together and get that sent in. Or what happens if you leave it in escrow over 5 years? So I need to explain escrow. The way I always think of escrow is, you get married, you have a baby, and you say, you know what, I'm going to stay home with the baby till they go to kindergarten, 5 years. While I'm at home with the baby, I'm not going to do hair, so I'm going to put my license in escrow. That means that you still have your license, but you're not paying these renewal fees while it's in escrow. Sounds okay. Here's the problem. You don't want to forget to take it out of escrow, because then it's just as if it expired, and there's no benefit to it. The renewal fees that you don't pay during those 5 years, at the end of those 5 years, you have to pay them all. So why would you ever want to do that? Because I can pay $67 and $67, or I have to pay $134 all at one time. It doesn't make any sense. So I'd rather pay the smaller amount. If you let it expire or you let it in escrow too long, you have to retake the exam. Nobody wants to have to retake this exam, ever. Okay? So you don't want to fall under this. And then you have to apply to renew your license after that. Okay? Where are salon, shop, and school licenses valid? For one location only. So if you said, I need a school license for here, they would come in and they would inspect here, and they would give us our license if we met all the requirements. But then we can't move it down the hall four doors and be fine. It's inspected for one location, okay? And why is that? Because you could have this really nice salon that meets all the requirements, and then you could move your license to some rat hole that doesn't meet any of the requirements. They have to be able to inspect it. So it's for one location, whether that's a salon or a school, okay? The board must approve changes. So every time you move, you have to get a new license. All right, who do you notify if there's a change of ownership? You sell your school or you sell your salon? The board. You let them know that there's a new owner. Okay, where must trade or fictitious names be registered? All right, a trade name would be like Holiday Hair, Master Cuts, Great Clips, anything like that. A fictitious name would be like Beauty Art, Making Waves, any of the salons around here that have names like that. The only way you don't have a trade or fictitious name is if your salon is Melanie Godlip's Beauty Salon. All right, so you have to do a little bit more work if you have one of these made up names. But the good part about it is that you could sell it at some point, 20, 30 years down the line, and the new person doesn't have to change the name, and people already know that name. So that's a good thing. All right, so you have to register. Hang on, let me turn the light back on again. You have to register your fictitious name at the Department of State, the Corporation Bureau. Okay? It's just another piece of paper you have to do when you're applying to get a salon. All right, to be a salon owner, you simply have to be 18 years of age or older. You don't have to have any licenses. You're simply the owner. That's the only requirement, 18 or older. Okay, who must supervise the salon? Either the owner or a designated person. So the owner's saying, okay, I'm designating you to be quote unquote the manager. So somebody has to be in charge. Say a state inspector comes in and they say this, and this is wrong. The buck stops somewhere. And the people's names must be posted, the owner and who else is in charge, and they must be available. So somebody has to be in that salon at all times. So somebody has to be in charge if something goes wrong. All right, if you are putting in a beauty shop just for yourself, the minimum square feet is 180 square feet for you. Now, if you think about it, that's basically 10 times 18. So 10 feet wide and 18 foot long. Most of you, your bedrooms at home are probably anywhere from like 11 feet by 11 feet. That's a standard bedroom around here. Some of you might have larger bedrooms. Some of you might have smaller bedrooms. So about the size of your bedroom one way and a little bit longer. Okay, for each additional operator, so every single stylist that you hire, you need 60 additional square feet. So if you just tack another 6 on there times 10, that's 60 square feet. Now, obviously, it doesn't have to be shaped like this. This is just a easy way to think about it. 10 feet by whatever. You get another stylist, you add another 6 feet, another 6 feet, another 6 feet. It has to be a minimum of 10 feet wide. It can't be any narrower than that, but you can apply for variances. So a lady in the town I live in, she put a salon in her basement, and there was a stone wall there, which obviously she can't move a stone wall. So she got a variance that it wasn't quite 10 feet wide. It was 9 feet or 9 feet some inches, something like that. So they came in and they okayed that. Overall, it was at least 180 square feet. It just wasn't 10 feet wide, but that was something that you have to apply for, and then they okay it or they say no. All right, 180 for one, 60 for each additional operator. Okay, so now we have 240 square feet there, so this could be 12 by 12 would make 240 square feet. It can be any shape. It just has to measure that amount of square footage.